afternoon, everyone. At Candidate Ciceroni Live, we try to bring various topics to your site which have not been spoken in fashion industry for a long time. We try to talk about how the raw products are developed, how the fabrics are developed, from there to designing process to the retailing market, and so on and so forth. Fashion industry has been one of the biggest employment generator for women workforce, and hence it becomes very important that whatever changes can be made in fashion sector would have a deep impact on the entire workforce too. Talking about such few things, we have with us today fashion entrepreneur Chandni Ravani, who is the founder and CEO of Sutra. Welcome, Chandni.
Thank you so much for inviting us, and I'm glad that you remember Sutra, and the name doesn't matter, at this stage it doesn't. We are more than happy that Sutra has been invited today on this platform, and very excited to share the story of how we started and where we are heading to.
Absolutely. So to give you the brief before I begin with the primary question, Chandni is an alumni of Narsee Monjee College, Mumbai and Flame School of Business, Pune. She partnered with her friend for ideating and establishing Sutra, a design label. They have made use of used textiles, basically that were discarded for trash, and upcycled it and created absolutely stunning category of products through fair trade support organization. And they have actually hired artisans from sex trafficking victims of domestic violence and orphans. It becomes a very interesting angle to explore, and so we got in touch with Chandni, whose work we really admire. So Chandni, to begin with, the primary question is, what led you to start Sutra? When you basically are from business education and the background that you come from, how did the whole journey start?
So I would like to begin with one of the famous quotes by Albert Einstein. He said that I'm neither gifted nor very intelligent. I'm just too curious. Okay. So Sutra started out of two things. One is curiosity and another is observation. While I was on a consultancy project at one of the design houses in India, what I observed is that there is so much of richness in the country. The diversity itself is worth looking at. And if we just look at the basic garment or the clothing that we have, each state has a story to tell. Okay, so what we thought is that why not we play around and bring in this curiosity to find out that how exactly can you play with the waste. Okay, now as we know that the whole the fashion industry is moving towards sustainability, and for us sustainability would be nothing but how do you the impact that you're making on the environment, okay, in whatever work you're doing, how you're going to make it as less harmful as possible.
Sure.
Okay, so rather than going for fresh fabrics and fresh raw materials, we thought why not we look at what is still lying with us, which can be upcycled. Okay, so the whole idea began with trying to play around with grandmas and ma's saris, old saris. All of these saris have some of the other memories to it, because they are like 30-40-year-old. And for example, my grandma bought it in her trousseau like some 60 years back, and then one of the other saris my mother bought in her trousseau when she got married. So it has an emotional value to it. Okay, so when I ask for, now if you look at Indian Banarasis, if they lie down in your closet for 30-40 years, there's a portion of the sari which goes wasted.
Sure.
Okay, so because it's the seaming capacity of the sari is lost. So what we do is we pick up those kind of saris, we totally discard the part which is hopeless. I mean, you cannot do anything about it. But there is a portion of the sari which can be used, provided you pass it through certain textile processes. Okay, so we pick up that part. What we do then is every collection has a theme. Okay, so this collection, the current collection, which is called the New Age Traveler, has the theme of Mother Earth. Okay, so the kind of colors that we use, the kind of designs or the patterns that we want to implement in the garment, everything will revolve around the colors of Mother Earth. So and also the name of the jackets. So one of the jackets is called Gul. The other one is called Mitti. So how it is related to the essence of Mother Earth. So what we then do is we try to increase the strength of the garment, of the fabric at this stage, which is the Banarasi sari, by giving layers to it. Okay, once the layers are given, they are then passed on to the hands of different artisans of different parts of the country. So each state, for example, West Bengal is famous for the kantha. Okay, similarly Kutch in Gujarat is famous for the ari embroidery, the thread work. Each community is given the work that they are good at, okay, because we've also tried to experiment by giving one work to the other sector, but the quality does not come out to be that way. So that's how Sutra started, and every collection will promote different art forms from India. The current collection focuses on two places, which is West Bengal and Gujarat. Similarly, every collection will have a new hand art form to it, thereby maintaining the essence, which is working only on the waste materials. Okay, so this time it was Banarasis. The other time we will pick up waste cotton, okay, and then getting handwork done on them, and then passing it through different processes to make it a quality which is exportable. Because we've been getting a lot of clients and concept store owners from abroad who are interested in the product, and hence the finishing and the quality of the product should be of that level. So so Sutra started out of curiosity, and my designer, she's working currently with us as a freelancer. Her name is Mausam Jana. She's an extremely creative and a very she's a camera conscious person, and that's why she's not over here today, to be very honest with you. But it's her. The technical skills come from her. The idea is both of us, and that's how Sutra floated.
So since sustainability is the big buzzword going on, and you guys started what, like 3-4 years ago?
2015.
15, yeah, so 4 years ago.
Yeah.
So did it have an impact on the choice of the business that you kind of picked up? Because sustainability is what we see talking about right now, and Doodle Art was one of the first one in India who kind of started this whole concept of using the waste, discarded textiles.
True.
Does it have any trend-setting vision that you want to do something which is different?
Okay, so if you go back to 2015, while we were traveling for our research, for Sutra, we met artisans at the ground level. That was the time when we got in actual touch with them. And what I saw in their eyes was the pride. Okay, the pride that they carry in the work that they do.
Sure.
Everybody has issues, there's economical problem that they're facing, there's societal pressure, there are other kind of pressures which they face at the village level. Women are not allowed to work after certain hours and other things, but while they are giving those 4 hours or 6 hours or 8 hours to the art form that they love, and and they want to give it forward to the next generation. That's the thing that we want to promote. When I'm selling a garment at the global platform to a customer from abroad, usually products made in India are looked down upon at times. Okay, either in terms of it has an element of sympathy. Let me just buy it because it's been done by a poor person.
Right.
It's called that way. However, to change this perception, okay, that the person who has crafted your garment is not doing is not doing it out of any kind of other limitation. He or she is doing it because that person takes pride in he or she in whatever they are doing, and it is this pride that we want to promote at the global platform.
Sure.
So this is just a different angle that we're trying to give, and again incorporate that into the vision and the philosophy of Sutra.
Sure. So also since you mentioned, you guys work with artisans from different areas, and you work with fair trade organizations. You also happen to mention on the website that you work with victims of sex trafficking and abuse and orphans. Now, how challenging would it be to work with these people, considering the mental turmoil, number one, number two, the rehabilitation that they're going through, and number three, the skill enhancement that you would need to do, because that kind of basically starts with that, right?
True.
So how do you kind of cope with that?
Okay, so how we first, so if you look at the Modi government's Make in India project, there are a lot of benefits that the government is trying to provide. So Make in India is is a vision that we also carry. When we started with Sutra, we were looking for partner organizations where work is provided to the people who are in genuine need of it.
Sure.
Okay, so NGOs being one of them, FTOs being the other. We're working with this organization from Calcutta. It's called Love Calcutta Arts. What they do is they have adopted when they started, they were roughly 15. Now they have 75 girls between the age of 17 to 25. Okay, who have been victims of sex trafficking and prostitution. They've kind of the owner who runs this NGO, she has rescued these girls from the red light areas of Calcutta. She's then training them to make them efficient in different types of skills.
Sure.
Now technical skill training is one part, but they don't need that as much as they need the soft skills training.
Precisely.
Okay, so there is a very sensitive type of training which is given to them, which is trainings to uplift their dignity.
Sure.
Okay, that is what they need, and trainings to make them hopeful that the future is better for them. Okay, so there are professional trainers who actually give them trainings which is touch and body feel training. Okay, because they have been victims of things that we can't even think of.
Sure.
Okay,
sure.
so even when I still remember an incident last year when we had gone to make a small movie about how the garments are made, and I spoke to the owner. She said that sorry, but my artisans won't be comfortable in coming in front of the camera, right?
Yeah.
So and of course anybody, I just asked that why is it so, so then she took me to what exactly those guys feel when somebody's trying to capture their faces, so they just say that you can, while I'm doing my work, you can take the video of my hands and my fingers but not my face. I literally had tears in my eyes, when I was talking to Priya at that time regarding this, and she said that even when I want to record something for our personal usage, they know that they are being, they are on the camera, but I have to be so sensitive regarding the fact that the camera does not go on their faces, because they literally get scared. Okay, they are still not comfortable with a male entering the premises and trying to take an interview or something like that. So what they gradually do is that while 4 hours of the day these girls are given training in these matters, which is Katha and other art forms, an hour or two during the day is given for their holistic development. Okay, wherein they are also made to do yoga, they are made to do meditation, they are made to do pranayama, and more of a dialogue. Okay, so let's say a person from outside comes who's a counselor. He or the girls are asked to get into a counseling session with the counselor, share what they are actually feeling, what have they gone through. So basically it's a lot of work with their mind and body at that stage, along with the technical skills that they're giving. When we saw what, that these guys are not only providing livelihood, to these girls, but they are actually showing them hope. That okay, the future is going to be better. And you wouldn't believe, but the next time when I went there after 2 years, I had girls who came to me and they said that after working with Priya, we are actually able to send our kids to school. So that's the progress they made in those, and that too, she had paid the fees from her own income, which she had earned through this.
Sure.
So the whole idea is to give work to these kind of artisans, and it's not just work, you're giving them hope that it is going to be, life is going to be better, and you too have the right to live life with dignity.
Sure. So was it a conscious choice to be more of a socially enlightened, I would say, a business?
Yes, because when I also talk about sustainability, it does not stop only at process, right? Sustainability is a whole outlook. Okay, you are actually, even the definition of sustainability today is broadening.
Yeah,
okay, the scope is broadening. What exactly are we doing in any way? If you're trying to reduce your impact on the environment, okay, we call it sustainability. Now, whether it is through less usage of machines or less usage of any other thing. So it was a conscious decision to get in touch with these kind of people because the kind of values these guys add to the garment, it goes a very long way for us. And when we share these stories with our customers, before buying or before making the purchase, it actually motivates them and makes them feel good about the whole buying process.
Isn't it a little contradictory, because initially you mentioned about the topic that you didn't want the foreigners to buy the goods on the sympathy ground, and here we are talking about the livelihood.
Yeah, but when we share about their stories, we actually tell them that it's not only the livelihood, you're actually boosting their morale. So there are two, you are giving them sympathy, okay? There are two aspects. When I buy a product by feeling pity on somebody, and another thing is when I buy a product after seeing the pride that the person hold in their eyes for what they have created. So that is a different perspective that we're trying to create and promote.
So, what do you think about the new luxury market that is developing in India? Luxury in terms of homegrown craft basis, and I see one of your Sutra also to be one among the luxury labels, I would say, who's sustainable, who's using your crafts of India. What do you see the market developing like in India?
So here, again, while we were doing our research initially of what exactly would a luxury garment mean to you. Okay, so there are various parameters based on which a luxury product is defined.
Right.
I'll just name a few of them. One is very good and which is a parameter which is very close to my heart, is a luxury garment should symbolize something. Okay, so what is symbolism for you when you're promoting that product as a luxury garment? For us, the symbol that we want to, so Sutra basically in Sanskrit means threads, right? Now something that connects. What is the role of a thread? A thread connects one end to the other. So what we are also trying to connect is we're trying to connect the Indian artisans with the global platform, thereby maintaining their dignity and their pride, okay, and to promote the hereditary craft of the country. So what Sutra symbolizes for, okay, was one of a major question that we looked at. Secondly, it is the aesthetics, okay, which defines a luxury garment. Aesthetics, a luxury garment is usually high in aesthetics,
right.
Okay. The third parameter is price, of course. You need to fall between certain price range in order to call your product a luxury product. But then again, this definition will differ from sector to sector, from country to country, because as in how the currency changes, the whole scenario also changes. A very important parameter is what is the craft form that you, when I call myself somebody from the handicraft industry, what is the craft that you're trying to promote, okay? It's not just a craft, you're actually representing the nation and the skills of your artisans. So these are few of the parameters which actually define a luxury garment, and hence Sutra's garments fall into the luxury category. Now moving on to the future, I feel I'm not very good with the numbers at this stage of how it is contributing to the economy. However, if we go only by experience, by what we've experienced in the last couple of years, and the kind of target audience we aim to target, is we actually don't call a customer or a consumer. We call them a curator. Okay, when you're buying a Sutra jacket, you're actually curating something in your wardrobe. Okay. Why? Because this jacket is just one piece in the world. We don't repeat any jackets. We don't even have small, medium, large. Okay. We just make one jacket, which is just one piece. Now, how do we decide upon the size? It is only on the availability of the fabric. Okay. If I can make an S or M out of it, I will only make one piece. We don't repeat any jackets. Number one. So that's the rarity, and how exactly how unique the product is. Secondly, the price range is falls into the luxury category because of the finishing, number one, and also because the handwork element, okay? For example, my one garment, one jacket takes minimum 45 to 60 days to be made. If I calculate the whole process, the fabric comes in, it goes for, you know, the different processes that it goes through, the finished fabric comes to me, then it goes into stitching and other things. So 45 to 60 days are invested on one garment, and the kind of man hours which are put in, okay, in making one garment is nothing less than 100 hours per garment.
Sure.
Okay, considering all of these factors, we as a startup, you know, we are not even looking at huge profits at this stage, but because we're a startup and we also, you know, we also have very basic humble costs to cover, we are looking only at reaching the break-even at this stage.
Sure.
How the market scenario goes in India is, I actually see there's a lot of focus of other countries also on Make in India.
Yeah.
Okay. After what the government is trying to push in the last 5 years, products that are made in India and making them in exportable quality.
Yeah.
You know, not just product. When I say exportable quality, there are a lot of other compliances that come in. Now, when all of these factors are taken into consideration, I feel that the luxury segment or the luxury industry in India is going to take pace in the next, you know, 4 to 5 years, provided the compliances are followed.
Sure.
Okay, provided the Make in India projects like Make in India are taken seriously, and not only registration is just the first part,
yeah,
okay, into
yeah,
these projects.
Yeah.
How much support is given by the government for these, and how efficiently the startup is able to make use of these projects is of prime importance.
Sure.
So, in my opinion, the luxury segment is going a good, is growing at a very steady pace. Okay, if I'm not wrong, currently the percentage to GDP is not more than 1 to 2%. Okay, of the handicraft industry. However, if this grows at a stable, rate, then for the startups, it's a very good thing.
Absolutely. So, what are the challenges that you face? You know, because we kind of started with that, and you mentioned two very interesting aspects. One was the export quality, you know, and you emphasized on it twice, which makes me wonder that what does a Indian consumer expect then? Like, you know, because if brands are making so much of effort to have stringent quality check for the export quality, what's happening to the Indian consumer? Are they not discerning enough?
They are, exactly. But when I mentioned that my product falls into the luxury garment, I have to take care of the finishing. Okay, I have to take care of when I call it exportable quality. I only mention that because when the product has to be exported, I have to pass through a lot of other criteria, a lot of other parameters, a lot of other compliances. If the brand is able to live up to those expectations, then I feel definitely in India, when a buyer is buying, you know, my garment, the creation, he or she is definitely not only buying it, he or she is making an investment in it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and if I talk about the challenges, there are a number of challenges, okay, right from the ground level, okay. Number one, communication is a very, very big issue in this industry. You have to be on the ground with the artisans all the time, okay. For example, we come up with just a small collection, which we call it a capsule collection of not more than 30 garments. Okay.
Sure.
Now, when I'm giving this kind of work to an NGO who already has huge capacity and can receive orders from the big design houses, you know, in the country,
sure,
what is going to be his or her motivation to work for me, right? Why is the person going to work for me?
Sure.
What works there are what kind of personal relations you can build with them. Okay, so we go down, we meet the main, we meet the owner or the person who runs the NGO, or let's say in these villages we have these opinion leaders, right? So we've heard about opinion leaders. We go through them, okay, because the artisans then have faith regarding our credibility. Okay, I'm a startup. I may have less numbers or less presence to prove that I'm the kind of work I'm doing as compared to the big design houses of the country. But when we go through people where we work on relationship building, the job becomes much more easier.
Right.
So communication is one of the big problems. Secondly, all the workers kind of more or less they are doing. If I go to different parts of Kutch, okay, more or less people are doing the same work. Okay, so then how do I to whom not. So what happens over there is that A is if you're going through somebody, okay, that's how things work.
The recommendations work.
Exactly. And secondly, what is the extra thing that I'm offering to the artisans? So with the girls in West Bengal, with my girls in West Bengal, we have a lot of other soft skills, okay, that we kind of provide to them. But what happens here in Kutch is that money is not a factor that motivates them. Okay, you then have to work out ways of building relationship with them over a long period of time.
Sure.
Okay, and you just don't. So there are artisans who call me up and say that they don't call me up for payment. I have to call them up that please take your payment.
Yeah.
Okay, so money is not at all a motivating factor for them. What they actually work is that I have to show them that, okay, this is what that you've created is going to travel so and so place and is going to be worn by somebody, okay, of so and so, let's say, exactly, of so and so status or stature or country for that matter.
Sure.
And that is what motivates them. Okay, when they are seeing, when the fabric is leaving his premises, it's just a simple fabric or wastage. But when I show it to them that it's such a beautiful piece that it has been created into, that is what they like, that okay, somebody is playing around with my craft in a very creative manner, okay, and adding value to it. So these are the challenges that we face with them, and this is the way we take work for, from them on the basis of relationship building.
Sure.
So because we want to take it a very long way. So that's the thing.
So to kind of sum up this entire conversation and to get to know your favorite forms of craft that you've been working on, where do you pinpoint? What's your favorite craft like?
Kantha is my favorite because there are so many different ways. I have seen that Kantha can be played around with in a very simple manner. So for example, if I just take this fabric, if I just go like a straight running stitch, the texture that forms, is a very beautiful. It's very beautiful. And then the same, so we strictly use only anchor threads for all our garments. And if you want to come up with a different type of design through the anchor threads, you can automatically create a new texture through Kantha.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of ways in which you can play around with Kantha. Secondly is of course the mirror work, okay, from Kutch. That is extremely close to my heart. Because, just imagine you're wearing a very simple jacket with just a small border of mirror on the sleeves. It totally adds up glamour to it. It also acts like a surprise element. You just add it on the back yoke. So a lot of our jackets will have very simplistic design on the front, but a very quirky Kantha patch on the back. So that's the way we want to give surprise element to these jackets and play around with it.
Great. So it has been lovely talking to you, Chandni.
Thank you so much.
I'm sure a lot of people would have found some interesting insights into it, especially, because a lot of people are struggling to kind of develop a luxury product, work with the craft sector and match the two and two together. And it's very, very taxing, I am sure. Understanding that you're getting the work done from somebody who may not understand luxury and provide it to somebody who understands luxury, and to match up the level.
Fill up the gap.
Fill up the gap. That's the role that you're kind of doing.
Yes.
So we wish you super good luck for the journey ahead.
Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much, the viewers. And if you all have any questions, please do write to us. We've been getting a lot of queries on the page of Sutra. We're a little slow with the social media, but we will catch up. Thank you so much.
Great. Yes. Thank you so much, everyone. If you really like this video, please like, share, comment, and subscribe to Ciceroni. We are available in Ahmedabad, Baroda, Surat. We are the hyper-local fashion and lifestyle portal. Visit www.ciceroni.in. We will be back again next week with another guest discussing topics that we've never discussed in the fashion fraternity. Stay tuned.